Good morning, everyone. I am very proud to be gathered here at acknowledging this important day of World Menstrual Hygiene Awareness Day, because when we make up over half the population, menstruation should be a conversation that we are having every day in our communities. It should not carry silence or stigma. And that's why, as you heard, our state of Connecticut should also be proud that we have been leading the way with legislation to remove barriers such as the so-called tampon tax, to ensure that many of our public spaces, including our school restrooms, our shelters, our colleges, have access to free menstrual products. But I think it's pivotal to remember how we got here. We got here as a state because we had years of advocacy, especially by some of our youngest residents. I know for myself, in serving the 20th district, which is West Hartford and Newington, when I was first elected, I had students at Conard High School who came to me and said just how simply unfair it was that they couldn't have access to menstrual products just like they could have access to toilet paper or paper towels, which is, if you think about it, pretty common sense. And therefore, because of their student advocacy and so many other students and partners around the state, we did take this step forward in 2022 in requiring our school restrooms across the state to have access to free products, requiring that our shelters and our colleges have access to products for students. And I will say, even in this own building, I worked with fellow legislators to make sure that instead of paying for menstrual products in the Capitol and Legislative Building, they were made free. Because at the heart of this, it truly is about having access to products that are required for our biology. And as you heard, without them, there are barriers to education, barriers to economic security, and true impacts to our public health. I do want to say that we do have a ways to go, because we have passed legislation, but it only matters as to how much it's truly implemented, not just in the public spaces that it's required, but across our state. One of the key features of this legislation is that we also put forward nearly $2 million of state funding so we could jumpstart the funding of having access to these products in our schools. We need to continue to provide that funding to make sure that all schools, no matter where they are in the state, that students have that same access. And I would say, if you are a student out there and your schools have not had these products in their restrooms, please bring that up to your principal, let your legislator know, because we want to make sure that you are having that access that's required under law. Also, as you heard, we were able to provide free products here in the legislature and the state capitol building, but I hope we can do even more of that across all of our public buildings. And finally, if you're an employer out there and you are not offering free products, what a great thing that you can do to show that you are honoring World Menstrual Hygiene Day, that you recognize that your employees deserve that dignity just like everyone else. So I really want to thank Lieutenant Governor for gathering us, for Dignity Grows, for their partnership, and again, for all the folks out there, especially the young people, that were saying loud and clear that we had to change how we viewed menstruation in the state of Connecticut. Thank you so much.